जनरञ्जना जय जमुनधिरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय राधमाधवा जय कुञ्जविहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी भव तुमे जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद श्रील प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंदे. So today is going to be the most auspicious Jagannath Rathayatra day. Jai Jagannath, Jagannath Swami ki. Okay, so we will welcome Jagannath today into this temple and hopefully into our hearts for let him to stay forever. We have welcomed him many times and it is always a pleasure to welcome Lord Jagannath. So therefore, today we will discuss some pastimes which is related to Jagannath Rathayatra. Some from Chaitanya Charitamrita, some from Leelamrita, and here and there. So we will try to relish the pastimes of how Lord Jagannath comes on the Rath for the pleasure of everyone, and how Lord Chaitanya manifested this pastime of Lord Jagannath throughout this world through our own Srila Prabhupada. So, therefore, this pastime of Rathayatra is very significant for us. This pastime actually proves the fact that Lord Chaitanya's movement in the form of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness is the bona fide movement which represents the will of Lord Chaitanya. So, therefore, this pastime is a pastime of Rathayatra has got a lot of significance for our movement, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We'll try to dwell on these matters a little bit and see how much the time permits. But let's do Mangalacharan before we get into anything else. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam Sukamkat amrita dravasamyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Mukharaho rasika bhuvibhavkaha Narayanam namaskritya Naranchaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विषवानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुलंगायते गिरिमित्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्यमीश्वरं कथाञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्री चैतन्यं नमामि तम् नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामी नामिने नम आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरकतदामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे. So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, there is a nice description in chapter 13 of the Rathayatra pastime and the ecstatic dancing of the Lord at Rathayatra. So, the esoteric part of this chapter has already been discussed in detail by Nitai Chandra Mahaprabhu when he gave his class. So therefore, I will not dwell into those exotic pastimes which is explained in this chapter. Rather, I would try to concentrate on some aspects of Tattva and some aspects of how the ISKCON Rathayatra pastime is similar to this Rathayatra pastime which is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sajyat Krishna Chaitanya Shri Rathagre Nanartayah Yenasit Jagatam Chitram Jagannathopi Vimshitaha. May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who danced in front of the car of Sri Jagannath, be all glorified. By seeing his dancing, not only was the whole universe held in wonder, but Lord Jagannath himself became very astonished. Now this is a very interesting fact, because it is said that say Gaura, say Krishna, say Jagannath. So this is the same person who is Gaura, the same person who is Krishna, and the same person who is Jagannath. But now, the same person is dancing in front of Jagannath, and Jagannath is getting astonished. Hey, how this kind of dancing is possible? So the Lord, he is explained as Rasovai Saha. He is the embodiment of Rasa. So therefore, he is enjoying his own pastime of dancing himself in front of him. And he is relishing this pastime, and he is thinking, oh, how astonishing is this, that Lord Chaitanya is dancing in front of me like this. Of course, this give and take between Lord Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya, this is very nicely explained throughout this pastime, that how Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya, they were actually competing with each other, or in one sense they were exchanging love with each other, because both of them belong to the same category. What is that category? The category is both of them are missing their beloved. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna in the form of Radharani, who is missing Krishna, and Jagannath is Krishna in the form of Jagannath, who is missing Radharani. So therefore, both of them belong to the same category. They both are mad, and they are looking at each other, and then each person is expressing his own madness in their own way, and that madness causes auspiciousness to the whole world. And this is the most important point for us. That most important point is that it causes auspiciousness to all of us. So therefore, one who is fortunate to take part in this most auspicious event, so then his life becomes successful. Prabhupada explains this. So then there is explanation of how they all got ready for seeing the Rathayatra. They got early in the morning, when it was still dark. They all went to take bath. I'm not going to read all the shlokas. In between, I'll read few shlokas, because if I read all the shlokas, we'll not have time. So they all took bath, and then they went in the morning, and they went to see the Pandavijay ceremony, where the Lord was being brought by the different servitors to the Rathayatra cart. And they were, King Prataprudra, he had made very nice arrangements for Lord Chaitanya and his associates. They could peacefully see the ceremony. He had made very nice arrangements for them. So therefore, they were all seeing, and they were seeing that the Lord is being brought out by the servitors. And here, Prabhupada makes a commentary. Balista daita gana yena mata hati Jagannath Vijaya karaya karahata hati. The very strongly built daitas, the carriers of the Jagannath deity, were as powerful as the drunken elephants. They manually carried Lord Jagannath from the throne to the cart. Purport. The word daita refers to one who has received the mercy of Lord. Lord Jagannath has a number of stalwart servants known as daitas. These servants do not come from very high caste families, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, or Vaishyas. Because they are engaged in the service of the Lord, they have been elevated to a respected position. Thus, they are known as the Daitas. These servants of Lord Jagannath take care of the Lord from the day of Snanayatra up to the time the Lord is carried to the throne, from the throne to the Rathayatra cart. In the Kshetra Mahatmya, the Daitas are said to come from the Sabaras, a caste that keeps and sells pigs. However, among the Daitas, there are also many who came from the Brahmana caste. Those Daitas come from the Brahmana families are called Daitapatis, or leaders of the Daitas. The Daitapatis offer food such as sweetmeat to Lord Jagannath during the Anavasara resting period of Snanayatra. They also make the early morning offerings of sweetmeat daily. It is said that during the Anavasara, Lord Jagannath suffers from fever. This was discussed yesterday by Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, that we pray a God who gets fever. And that the Daitapatis offer him an infusion of drugs represented by fruit juice. It is said that in the beginning, Lord Jagannath was worshipped by the Sabaras and was known as the deity of Nilamadava. Later, when the deity was established in the temple, the Lord became to known as Jagannath. Because the deities were taken from the Sabaras, all the Sabara devotees were elevated to the position of Daitas. It's a very interesting purport. And it's very interesting that Prabhupada chooses to give purport to this verse. Because Prabhupada wants to establish that from the very beginning, devotional service is not restricted to anybody. So there are different arguments that who could do devotional service. But this pastime of Lord Jagannath, which is happening in the very beginning of Jagannath's pastime, that King Indradyumna, he wants to see the deity of Nilamadhav. So he wants to find the deity of Nilamadhav, and he sends his messenger to find the deity of Nilamadhav, and Nilamadhav is being worshipped by the Sabaras, the lowest of the caste. And Nilamadhav is very happy being worshipped by Sabaras. Until today, the Daitas, they are serving the Lord. They are taking the Lord from the Rathayatra cart, from the throne to the Rathayatra cart, and they have the most intimate service. They tie the Lord with silken thread, they carry him, they put his, put their shoulders around his hands, they embrace him, they move him. So much intimate service to the deity, and being done by the so-called lowest of the caste. So this goes to prove the fact that devotional service is not restricted to some class or some creed or some set of people. Rupa Goswami writes in his Nectar of Devotion that devotional service is the birthright of every living entity. The birthright of every living entity. So in Bhagavatam it is said, Savapumsam paro dharmo ito bhakti radokshaje ahaitukya pratihata eyatma suprasidati. Prabhupada took the same principle because Prabhupada is a Mahatma. Mahantaste samachitta prashanta vimanyava sukrita sadhavo ye. It is said by Rishabhadev in the 5th canto. He is explaining the qualities of Mahat. And then the first quality he explains is Mahat is Samachitta. A person who is very broad-minded, who is very equal to everybody. So Prabhupada is seeing the whole world as qualified to take up Krishna consciousness. This forms the basis of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That we don't discriminate anybody. We don't think, oh, this person is not fit, this person is fit. Dina hina jatachilo hariname uddharilo. Narottam Thakur is singing that everybody is eligible to take devotional service. And this principle is coming from this fact that Lord Jagannath was originally served by the lowest of the lowest class. Until today, they have the privilege to serve, and they are called as Daitas, one who has actually received the mercy of the Lord. So therefore, it is very, very clear that there is no bar in receiving the mercy of the Lord. The only bar is our mind. What stops us in receiving the mercy of the Lord is simply our mind. Except that there is no bar. There is no bar in caste, there is no bar in creed, there is no bar in anything. Anyone and anybody can receive the mercy of the Lord. Even the dog which actually accompanied Sivananda Sen received the mercy of the Lord. In the Jarikanda forest, all the animals received the mercy of the Lord. There was no bar for anybody to receive the mercy. And Lord Jagannath's pastime is a shining example that how from the beginning, this is not only in Kali Yuga, it's not just a Kali Yuga phenomenon. From the beginning, from the time immemorial, this has been the rule that anyone and everyone is eligible to receive the Lord's mercy. So therefore, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness embodies this principle in its preaching, that everyone is there to receive the mercy of the Lord, and everyone is eligible to receive the mercy of the Lord. So as this deity is carried, and then the Lord, he goes on very, very stout pillows, which is thrown in front of him to move the Lord. And sometimes, due to the weight of the Lord, the pillow cracks and it makes a big sound. Sound it makes. And then some cotton is flying here and there. So all these things are very nicely described, that how the Lord actually came and he got onto the Rath. And then here, when the Rath is moving, then few things are happening. Mahaprabhu is standing on one side and he is shouting, Manima, 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 means that most respectful person. As Jagannath is coming out, he is shouting, Manima, Manima. But here, there is so much of noise of all these gongs and all the different type of instruments, that whatever he was shouting, that was not heard by everyone. But at the same time, something else was also happening. What is happening? King Prataparudra, he took his broom and then he started cleansing the road in front of Lord Jagannath. And Mahaprabhu, he actually saw that how the king, he engaged himself in menial service. And by engaging himself in menial service, then he actually attracted, the king attracted Mahaprabhu's mercy. Because initially there was some request that Mahaprabhu should meet the king because the king is a very nice person. Then Mahaprabhu said, hey, I'm a sannyasi, how I can go and meet the king? I cannot meet the king. This king is a Vishayi. He deals with money and women and power and these things like that. I'm sannyasi, I'm completely renounced. How am I supposed to meet the king? He said, no, I can't meet the king. But here, now seeing the king doing wonderful menial service to Lord Jagannath, naturally Mahaprabhu became merciful to the king. So I said that Mahaprabhu Sukha Paila Se Seva Dekita Mahaprabhu Kripa Hoila Se Seva Haite. Upon seeing the king engaged in such menial service, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. Simply by rendering this service, the king received the mercy of the Lord. Now, purport. Unless one receives the mercy of the Lord, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead or engage in his devotional service. Atapite deva padambujadvaya prasadaleshanugrihita yevahi Janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno na chanye yekopi chiram vichinvan. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.29. A devotee who has received even a small fraction of the mercy of the Lord can understand Him. Others may engage in theoretical speculation to understand the Lord, but they cannot know anything about Him. Although Maharaj Prataprudra was very eager to see Lord Sri Chaitanya, the Lord refused to see him. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the king engaged in menial service to Lord Jagannath, he became very happy. Thus the king became eligible to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. If a devotee accepts Lord Sri Chaitanya as the Guru, as the universal Guru, and Lord Jagannath as Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is benefited by the combined mercy of Krishna and Guru. That is stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his instructions to Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.151, Brahmanda Brahmite Kone Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhaktilata Bhij. The seed of devotional service fructifies and becomes a transcendental creeper. Finally, it reaches the lotus feet of the Lord in the spiritual sky. This seed is obtained by the mercy of the Lord and Guru. By the Lord's mercy, one gets association of the bona fide Guru, and by mercy of the Guru, one gets a chance to render devotional service. Devotional service, the science of Bhakti Yoga, carries one from material world to the spiritual world. So, this Rathayatra, it gives wonderful opportunity for all of us to engage in different types of devotional service. Especially this year, we saw that a lot of elaborate arrangement has made in Mayapur to engage everybody in devotional service. So there was some cleaning program which happened yesterday, so many brooms out, and so many people are nicely cleaning devotees. And every day there's opportunity for devotees to cook for Lord Jagannath, to bring bhoga for Lord Jagannath, to do various items of service for the deity. So Lord Jagannath is coming out, he is extending himself. He is coming to see us. Normally we go to see the Lord. And yesterday, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu was mentioning that he is the only deity who actually comes out. No other deity comes out. He is the only deity who comes out. Now in Mayapur, we have a very unique situation. He comes out and he doesn't come out. Why? He comes out and doesn't come out? Because in Jagannath Puri, when Rathayatra time is there, if you go to Sri Mandir, of course you cannot see Jagannath, because Jagannath is not there, the deity is not there, he is in Gundicha. But then if you want to see Jagannath, you have to go to Gundicha. But Mayapur is very unique. Why is very unique? Because Jagannath is there in Rajapur also, and Jagannath is there here also. He is present in both places. He is present in his own place, which represents the Sri Mandir, and he is present here, which represents Gundicha. So Mayapur is very unique as a Rathayatra pastime. That we have the unique opportunity to see Jagannath both places. You can run to Rajapur, you can see Jagannath, and you can run back here and you can see Jagannath here. You see Jagannath there, you see Jagannath here. This opportunity is not even available in Puri. So therefore, here Prabhupada is mentioning that this is the only way to attain the mercy, that we do menial service. We can speak a lot, we can explain a lot, but actually simply by the act of doing some menial service, the king attracted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He attracted the mercy of Lord Chaitanya so much so that something which nobody was able to see, only a few people were able to see, the king was able to see. So that is going to be explained next. So Lord Chaitanya, when Lord Jagannath is getting ready, Lord Chaitanya was also getting ready. Jagannath is getting ready to get onto the chariot. Chaitanya is getting ready so that the chariot can gloriously go and lot of Sankirtan can be performed. So it is explained here, Lord Chaitanya, he formed 7 Sankirtan parties. There were 4 Sankirtan parties which are formed with the close associates of Lord Chaitanya, and then 3 more parties were formed with different devotees who came from different villages. So 7 Sankirtan parties were formed. 4 Sankirtan parties were in front of Lord Jagannath's Rath, 1 Sankirtan party on either side, and 1 Sankirtan party on the back side. So this way, Lord Jagannath's Rath was surrounded by Sankirtan parties. In 10th canto, it is explained that when Krishna goes to graze the cows, then Mother Yashoda would give instruction to different cowherd boys to actually surround Krishna. So somebody would go in front of Krishna, somebody would go by both sides of Krishna, somebody would go at the rear of Krishna, so that Krishna remains protected. So the same scene we can see in how Lord Chaitanya is arranging the whole Sankirtan party in front of Lord Jagannath's Rathayatra. So Lord Jagannath is going on the Rath, there's some parties in the front, there's some party at the back, and there's some party on both the sides. So like this, Jagannath is completely surrounded and protected by the Sankirtan parties. And then Lord Chaitanya gave order to them. It was very, very organized party. Every party had one lead singer, every party had somebody who will follow, every party had a specified number of people who will play mridanga, a specified number of people who will play kartal. So the whole thing was nicely organized. It's not like, devotional service means, okay, you do whatever you want. No, it's not devotional service. Devotional service means that everything should be done in a very, very organized manner. So in the Sadagoswami Ashtakam, also Srinivasacharya is saying, Sankhya Purvaka Namagananatipi Kala Vasani Kritau Nidrahara Viharadadi Vijitau Chatyanta Dino Chayav. That the Goswamis, they performed their devotional service in a very, very organized manner. They did not just say, okay, I am chanting 24 hours, I need not count my rounds. They did not say that. They did not say, oh, I am always thinking of Krishna, so I don't have to pay obeisance to Krishna. Sankhya Purvaka Nama, Sankhya Purvaka Gana, Sankhya Purvaka Natibi. In measured counts, they were chanting the holy name. In measured counts, they were singing songs. In measured counts, they were offering obeisances. Everything was clean, systematic, and measured. So this is how devotional service should be performed. Lord Chaitanya did not tell his associates, okay, there's going to be a Rathayatra, whoever wants to sing, you sing, whoever wants to dance, you dance, whoever wants to do, you do. No, he didn't do like that. He clearly divided them into various parties. And then he assigned different responsibilities to different people. You sing, you follow, you play kartal, you play mridanga, and you people follow and dance. You dance. There's also one prime dancer in each party. So everything was specified, everything was organized. This is Goloka. Goloka is not some random phenomenon that Radha and Krishna want to meet and then everybody is randomly doing whatever they want to do. Everything is organized very nicely. Everything is properly specified. Everybody has a role, everybody has a job, and everybody needs to do their job. But everybody also needs to do not only their job, but whatever is need to be done. Sometimes we become so strict. Oh, this is not my service, Prabhu. I can't do it. Or sometimes we think, oh, my in charge has not told me. I can't do it. No. Intelligence should be used. There should be organization, but at the same time, there should be the will to do the needful. Both combined should be there. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya, he managed everything very nicely. And he put everybody in place. And then they all started their kirtan. And they were moving very nicely along with the cart. The cart was moving, they were moving, Lord Chaitanya was dancing. Sometimes he would go and he would dance with one party. Sometimes he would go and he would dance with another party. Sometimes he would go and he would dance with the third party. So like that he was going and moving here and there. He was checking whether everybody is doing their job. Everybody is doing their job very nicely. Lord Chaitanya was checking everything. And then Lord Chaitanya got overtook by his own ecstasy. And when he got overtook by his own ecstasy, some wonderful thing happened. What happened? Suddenly somebody could see Lord Chaitanya in all 7 places. Lord Chaitanya was simultaneously dancing in all the 7 kirtan parties. And this explained like how the gopis, they were thinking in Rathayatra, oh, Krishna is dancing only with me. Krishna is exclusively with me. He is not with anybody else. He is dancing with me. Because Krishna had expanded himself into billions of Krishnas. And he was dealing with the gopis. And each of them were singing in a nice tune. And Krishna was responding in the same tune. And each of them were singing in a nice swara. Krishna was also responding in a nice swara. Each of them was dancing in a nice way. And Krishna was also dancing with them in a nice way. And overall, everything combined, somehow or other was very melodious. Because sometimes what happens, that each person is singing in their own thing, but there is no harmony between them. So therefore, to hear is not very pleasant. But it is explained in 10th canto that different gopis are singing in different way, different instruments are playing in different way, but ultimately everything was harmonious. So therefore, harmony is the principle of devotional life. That in devotional life, everything should be harmonious for the pleasure of Krishna. Everybody should cooperate. Everybody should do their part. But everybody should also make sure that the way they are doing their part is facilitating other person to do their part also. This is devotional life. It's not that I do my part and then I am done with it. Whether you do your part or you don't do your part, go to hell, I don't care. That's not devotional life. Devotional life means you do your part very nicely, but in harmony with what others have to do. So then it is possible for Lord Chaitanya to appear everywhere. So, because the Kirtan parties were so nicely doing each other's part, they were moving nicely in harmony. And when Lord Chaitanya was satisfied that everybody is doing their part nicely, Lord Chaitanya appeared simultaneously in all the Kirtan parties. And Lord Chaitanya was dancing with everybody. And each Kirtan party was very happy. Oh, Lord Chaitanya is favoring us with special mercy. He is only with us. He is not leaving us. Because previously they saw that Lord Chaitanya was moving from one place to another place. So now they are seeing that Lord Chaitanya is simply with them. So therefore, they became very happy and very satisfied. They were thinking, oh, this is very nice. Lord Chaitanya is only with us. He is dancing only with us. So he is giving us special favor. So this way, everybody was individually satisfied by Lord Chaitanya. And this is the principle of devotional service. If we actually cooperate very nicely, and if we work with everybody very nicely, if we do everything very nicely, then definitely all of us can get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya individually. Those people who are in management, they should cooperate with people who are working with them. Those people who are working, they should cooperate with management. And those people who are devotees, who are in different parts of the community, they should all cooperate with each other. Husband should cooperate with wife. Wife should cooperate with husband. Very difficult in ISKCON, these things. Sometimes they find that, oh, till we marry, we cooperate. After we marry, we don't cooperate. We fight with each other. So fighting is also there. Sometimes we find in this pastime also, there is some fighting between Srivas Thakur and one of the associates of the king. But the king resolved everything very nicely. He said, oh, you got slapped by Srivas Thakur is very good. That Harishchandra, that he was actually standing, Srivas Thakur was standing in front of the king, and he did not know the king is behind. He was just standing there, and he was lost in Lord Chaitanya dancing. And then this Harishchandra, he was doing his duty, because he is king's assistant. He wants king to see Lord Chaitanya dancing, because Srivas Thakur has always seen, Lord Chaitanya did so much of dancing in his house. He has seen so much of dancing. But still Srivas Thakur is always interested to see the Lord dancing. Harishchandra is thinking, oh, king also should see. So he kept nudging Srivas Thakur, this side, this side, this side. Srivas Thakur became very, gave one slap. Then he was going to fight with Srivas Thakur. But the king said, no, you are very fortunate that you got touched by Srivas Thakur. So you see the mood that Pratap Rudra's mood is so good that he properly advised him. Of course, I am not encouraging people to slap, just saying what happened in the past time. So now, this is another very interesting verse. Ratera sajani deke loka chamatkara nava hemana hemamaya ratha sumeru akara. Everyone was astonished to see the decorations of Ratha cart. The cart appeared to be newly made of gold, and it was as high as Mount Sumeru. In the year 1973, there was a gorgeous Rathayatra in London, England, and the car was brought to the Trafalgar Square. The London daily newspaper, The Guardian, published in the front page photo caption, "ISKCON Rathayatra is rival to the Nelson column in Trafalgar Square." The Nelson column is a very impressive statue of Lord Nelson and can be seen from a good distance. Just as residents of Puri compared the Rathayatra cart to Mount Sumeru, the residents of London considered the car rival Nelson Monument. So Prabhupada was very impressed with London Rathayatra. Prabhupada considered London Rathayatra as a very, very important moment in the history of ISKCON. Of course, London Rathayatra has now become a national festival. The Prime Minister comes there and he does the broom in front of Lord Jagannath. So it become like a national festival in England. It's very important that it has taken that kind of stature. All glories to the devotees in England and those devotees who started preaching in England. Because the preaching in England was started in a very, very austere way. Very, very austere way. Prabhupada simply told his disciples, please go to London and preach. We cannot imagine receiving such instruction from our spiritual master nowadays. When our spiritual master says, please go, then first of all, we start thinking who will book ticket for us. Then we start thinking where we'll go and stay. Then we'll start thinking prasadam. So we write to people, I am going to come. Will you give me prasad? Will you give me place to stay? Will you give me this? Will you give me that? And then we think that, okay, now we need to book air ticket, train ticket. So many arrangements, we are worried. But Prabhupada simply gave them instruction, go to London and preach. He didn't give them air ticket. He didn't tell them where to stay. He didn't tell them what to do. He just gave them instruction, go to London and preach. And they were not like very senior kind of people. They also joined the movement very recently. But they had so much faith in Prabhupada's words that they arranged their own ticket, they arranged their own way, and they went to London simply having faith in Prabhupada's words. And today, London Rathayatra is a national festival. National festival. This is the power of having faith in the words of the Acharya. The power of having faith in the words of the Acharya. And Prabhupada eternally glorified the London Rathayatra by including it in the purport of the Rathayatra pastime of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He eternally glorified this London Rathayatra in this purport. So this way, the Rath started moving. So in between there is one more purport which more or less was covered by Nitai Chandra Nimai Prabhu. So I am just skipping that purport. It explains some of the esoteric aspects of Rathayatra. Okay, now we come to this part. Okay. Gauda Sabda Ratatane Kariya Ananda Shane Shigra Chale Rata Shane Chalamanda. The pullers of the car were known as Gaudas, and they pulled with great pleasure. However, the car sometimes very fast, sometimes very slow. Shane stira hana rahe, tanhale na chale, ishara ichaya chale, na chale karo bale. Sometimes the cart would stand still and not move, even though it was pulled very vigorously. The chariot therefore moved by the will of the Lord, not by the strength of the ordinary persons. So, this is very interesting explanation of how the Rathayatra cart moves. So now we cut and then we enter into the pastime of San Francisco Rathayatra. So as we, just let me get to that. Here it is. Sitting with Prabhupada on the beach, Mukunda told how all the devotees were working with great enthusiasm and how the hippies at the Haight Ashbury were talking about Jagannath parade that would take place the next day. The devotees had tried to route the parade through Golden Gate Park, but police department would only give permission for them to go to south down the Frederick Street to the sea. Mukunda said the devotees planned to have Jagannath under canopy facing the right side of the truck, Subhadra facing the rear, and Balram facing the left side. He wanted to know if that was all right. Actually, Prabhupada said the deities should ride in the separate carts pulled with ropes by crowd through the street. Maybe that could happen in future years. Do it nicely, he cautioned them. Don't hurry up. The devotees should drive the truck slowly through the streets down the beach. There should be constant kirtan. Mukunda and Shyamasundara glorified Jayananda. He drove all around San Francisco getting donations of fruits and flowers and found people to be helpful to decorate the cart, install the sound system on the truck, and distribute posters to the stores. He was tireless and his enthusiasm was inspiring everyone to take part. The woman had been cooking chapatis all the day, so there could be thousands to give away to the crowd. The devotees had prepared hundreds of Hare Krishna Rathayatra festival balloons to release on the streets as the parade began. When the devotees asked what else they should do, Prabhupada said that this was all: the procession, the prasadam distribution, kirtana. So Prabhupada kept it very simple. He said procession, prasadam distribution, kirtana. And in the beginning, there was not even 3 rathas. Of course, the whole idea was to keep the deities on a flatbed truck and decorate the truck and drive the truck around. So this is how the first Rathayatra started. Then Prabhupada is giving instruction. People should get chance to see Lord Jagannath and chant Hare Krishna. There should be chanting and dancing in front of the crowd throughout the procession. But do everything nicely. Do it as well as you can and Lord Jagannath will be satisfied. So Prabhupada gave them this instruction, just like Lord Chaitanya arranged everything during the Rathayatra festival with his associates. Prabhupada also gave his instruction to his associates. The only difference is that Lord Chaitanya's associates were all his eternal Parshadas, great devotees. Now Prabhupada was dealing with some young devotees who don't even know exactly what they are getting into. What is Rathayatra, what they are getting into, they don't know. And Prabhupada gave them nice instruction. Next day, in the quiet afternoon, Prabhupada was sitting in the living room, chanting on his beads. Upendra was with him, and Kirtanananda was in the kitchen cooking a feast. Suddenly, Prabhupada heard the familiar ringing of the cymbals, and he became very happy, his eyes widening. Looking outside, he saw the Rathayatra truck with Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Balaram, and dozens of devotees and hippies eager to see him. He went out to greet them and had them bring the deities inside, set them upright on the piano. The devotees and guests followed, filling the large living room. Smiling, Prabhupada embraced some of the men and others while others made obeisance to his feet. Some devotees helped Kirtanananda in the kitchen to get ready and distribute large feasts he had prepared. Others reported on the success of Rathayatra festival. It was great, it was wonderful, it was beautiful day, they said. And Prabhupada listened, moved by his disciples' description of the celebration. Many hippies had joined the large procession. Mukunda, Haridasa, Hayagriva, and some of the women had been there on the cart playing instruments, including Yamunas playing on the harmonium. All had been amplified. Everyone on the street had liked it. The police motor escorts had tried to hurry the devotees, but so many people had crowded in front of the parade, had to be obliged to go slowly, just as Swamiji had asked. So whether it is Puri or whether it is San Francisco, whatever Jagannath wants happens. It doesn't happen what police wants, it doesn't happen what anybody wants. Prabhupada wanted the Rathayatra parade to go slow. The police wanted it to go fast. Jagannath made sure that it goes slow. That's all not. More is coming. Subala had danced wildly all the time, and Jayananda had been jumping up and down playing kartals. From the truck, some of the women had handed out oranges, apples, bananas, and other thrown flowers. The crowd loved it. Shyamasundara, now listen to this. Shyamasundara told how they had been going up a steep hill. Shyamasundara had been driving with his dog Ralph beside him on the front seat when the truck got stalled. He tried to start the engine but couldn't. Then the brakes wouldn't hold. The truck began rolling backward downhill. Finally, he managed to stop, but when he tried to go forward, the engine had stalled and the truck had rolled backward again. He would get it started and the truck would go forward, then stall, then roll backward. Everyone had been in anxiety. At last, the truck moved forward. The procession had continued all the way to the beach. Srila Prabhupada smiled. It was the pastime of Lord Jagannath, he said. The same thing had happened when Lord Chaitanya had attended Rathayatra in Jagannath Puri. Then also the cart got stuck and no one was able to move it. The king of Orissa had brought forward most powerful wrestlers. He is talking about the same pastime. Prabhupada is talking about the same pastime which we just read, that the king had powerful wrestlers who were as powerful as the elephants, and they were trying to pull the cart. To push the cart and pull the ropes, but it wouldn't go. Even the elephants couldn't move it. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then put his head against the cart and pushed. Only then did the cart begin to move. Now the Rathayatra had come to west with its pastime of Lord Jagannath. So you see how beautiful it is that we find beautiful description of Lord Chaitanya's pastime with Lord Jagannath and how the Rath was moving forward. Sometime it would stop, sometime it would go slowly, sometime it would just not go. Even though so many people tried to pull. And then there happens the first Rathayatra in San Francisco with a bunch of neophyte devotees. There are not even a Rath, it's a flatbed truck. There's no separate Rath for Jagannath, there's no separate Rath for Baladev, there's no separate Rath for Subhadra, there's no Pandu Vijay, there is no big ceremonies. There are no people who actually know how to conduct a proper Rathayatra. There is one pure devotee who simply wants the Lord Jagannath to go on a flat bed truck, because he wants to take Jagannath to the whole world. And Lord Jagannath agrees to be on the truck. And not only he agrees to be on the truck, he agrees to confirm that this Rathayatra is bona fide. The same pastime he does in Puri, by stopping the Rath, by going slow, by going fast, he manifests the same pastime in San Francisco on the top of a flatbed truck, when the person driving it has a dog besides him. This is Lord Jagannath's mercy. And this is a confirmation that Prabhupada was bona fide to take this movement throughout the world. So, Jagannath Rathayatra, which now happens all over the world, is the declaration of triumph of Srila Prabhupada. That how he made this statement, Prithivite Ache Jatanagaraadigram Sarvatra Prachara Hoibe Muranam. He made it come true. He really made Jagannath as the Lord of the universe. Jagatera Nath. He made him as the Lord of the universe. He gave opportunity for each and every soul who cares all over this planet to see Jagannath, to get mercy of Lord Jagannath, to dance in front of Jagannath's Rath, to take part in the Kirtan, to take the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. This is the most auspicious event, festival, which happens in the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, which actually boldly declares that devotional service is meant for everyone. This is where we started. Lord Jagannath is worshipped by the lowest of the lowest, the Sabaras. Devotional service is meant for everyone. Until today, the Rathayatra pastime of Lord Jagannath, which is now happening all over the world, in so many places, all over India in so many places, all over the world in so many places. That Rathayatra pastime which came to the west on a flatbed truck. And that Jagannath, who manifested his same pastime as Puri in San Francisco on the first Rathayatra, he stands testimony to this fact that the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness established by Srila Prabhupada, this has the potency to deliver the whole world. If it has the potency to deliver the whole world, it has the potency to deliver all of us, you, me, everybody. So we are most fortunate to be part of this wonderful movement. We are most fortunate to be part of Srila Prabhupada's family. We are most fortunate that we are actually seeing the manifestation of Lord Jagannath's pastimes all over the world. We are participating in this pastime. We are trying to serve in this pastime. We are most fortunate. So therefore, with this wonderful note of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, both in Puri and in San Francisco, let us all try to get ready to welcome Lord Jagannath today with our hearts, with our mind, with our body, and let us try to pull Lord Jagannath and bring him here. Jai Jagannath Swami ki, Rathayatra Maha Mahotsav ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. Okay, we have 2 minutes. Any questions, comments? Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your wonderful explanation of pastimes of Lord Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have a contradictory question. Like you said, devotional service is the birthright for every living entities. Also, every living entities are eligible to take the devotional service. Everyone is eligible for the mercy of the Lord. The contradiction is, everyone knows, Jagannath Puri is only open for non-Hindus. Non-Hindus are not allowed. So how we can defend who are asking questions? Actually, I just wanted to know your thoughts about that.
So, the devotees in Puri, they have a certain mood. Okay? That mood is to be respected. Okay? So, they have a certain mood of worshipping their Lord, and they want to worship the Lord in a certain mood. That mood is to be respected. Okay? But you see the Lord's mood. Ultimately, the Lord is the boss. You see the Lord's mood. He kept himself in Puri according to the mood of his own devotees. Okay? But he came all over the world according to the mood of Prabhupada. So this way, Lord Jagannath, he satisfied the Puri devotees also, and he also satisfied Prabhupada. Okay. I think day before yesterday, I think Rameshwar Prabhu, he was explaining how Lord Jagannath appeared in San Francisco. Suddenly out of nowhere, he inspired Mother Malati to buy the Jagannath deity and bring it to Prabhupada. And then you have Jagannath Baladev Subhadra in the west. So then that was the birth of new Jagannath Puri. So the Lord has his plans. The devotees have their plans, the Lord has his plans. Okay. So there are efforts which are going on for a long time to see if everybody can go to Jagannath temple. So this is a effort which we have to go through the system, we have to make our petition or whatever we have to do, and there are different devotees there who are deciding these things, and there has been a systematic movement to actually see if everybody can go inside. Okay. But then there are also fantastic stories of somebody who has gone inside. Okay. I don't want to say all that. Okay. Okay. But the point is that the Lord cannot be restricted by anybody. So that is very clear by how the Lord appeared by his own will all over the world, and how the Lord is riding on the Rathayatra cart by his own will all over the world. And how in the most crudest form of Rathayatra, which is the first San Francisco Rathayatra, the Lord exhibited the same pastime as he would exhibit in Puri, confirming to everyone that I am here. I am here. I am doing the same pastime. I am giving you the same experience of ecstasy. I am supremely independent to do what I want to do. As much as I like the gorgeous Rath in Puri, I like the flatbed also. So this is Lord's mercy. So what more confirmation we need? Why there should be contradiction in this? There is no contradiction. All contradictions are resolved by the activity of the Lord. He is supreme absolute truth. So there is apparent contradiction that no, we cannot enter Puri, but that contradiction is absolutely resolved because the Lord came out of Puri and entered everywhere else, throughout the whole world. So the Lord put rest to the contradiction. Okay, I am there everywhere. I can be prayed by anybody. And the Lord is being prayed by so many devotees in ISKCON all around the world. So many people are worshipping Jagannath. So in that way there is no contradiction. But the straightforward answer is also, ISKCON is trying through proper channel, through various things. ISKCON is trying. They are trying to see how devotees of Jagannath, irrespective of their caste, creed, color, or bodily identification, they can actually get mercy of Lord Jagannath in Puri. In Puri. It's not that they are not getting mercy of Lord Jagannath, they are getting mercy of Lord Jagannath everywhere else. But they need to get mercy of Lord Jagannath in Puri. That also is trying. At some point it may happen. Okay. So there is no contradiction. Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jagannath Rathayatra ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande.